Tony G is looking down on King 4 suited. Pre-flop, this pot starts out as a fairly standard multi-way situation that quietly plants the seeds for a brutal cooler. Harlow opens with Ace-9, Antonio peels in position with King-Jack, and Tony G overcalls with King 4 suited. From Tony's side, this is loose but very on-brand. He is in there to play pots, especially deep stacked and in position on an amateur opener. Behind them, the blinds come along, and you get exactly the kind of bloated, almost family pot where dominated kings and weird suited holdings collide.
Here he comes. You've been quiet, Phil. Preserving your lead.
Not really, I check.
The flop texture massively favors the kind of speculative, wide calling range Tony brought to the pot. He flops top and bottom 2 pair, while Antonio hits what looks like a very strong top pair with King-Jack. After Hellmuth and Harlow check, Antonio's continuation bet for 4,200 into the field is completely logical. He charges draws, gets value from worse kings and tens, and represents the strong pre-flop range he had by flatting the raise in position. Tony's raise to 15,000 is the key inflection point. With 2 pair on a coordinated board, he wants to punish exactly hands like Antonio's, forcing them to pay a premium to continue. The raise size is big enough to thin the field and make life uncomfortable for single-pair hands, but not so huge that it blows them off. Hellmuth and Harlow correctly get out of the way. Antonio, holding top pair with a strong kicker and some backdoor straight equity, is never folding to a single raise and makes the call, likely putting Tony on King 10, a bluff, or some kind of combo draw.
What do you have left?
Antonio checks.
You want exact count?
No, it's fine.
And Tony's decision to check back is deceptively strong. With 2 pair on a now even scarier board, betting again would inflate the pot against a range that has improved to many strong 1 pair plus draw hands. The river ends the hand in one swing. It gives Tony a full house, kings full of 4s, and upgrades Antonio from a strong but beatable top pair to trip kings with a big kicker. After checking twice, Antonio now leads 20,000. This is a classic value bet sizing, targeting exactly the kind of hands he thinks Tony might have slow played, Queen 10 or maybe a stubborn King 9 that check turn for pot control. Tony's response is a cold-blooded shove, an enormous raise over the river stab that polarizes his range to absolute monsters or air. In theory, that sizing should make Antonio very suspicious. There are not that many natural bluffs that take this line, and the full house region is heavily concentrated in Tony's loose pre-flop range. But in practice, when you have trip kings with a strong kicker, have seen your opponent check back a dangerous turn, and the pot is already large, folding feels almost impossible.
What the hell did you check the turn with, Tony? All right, call.
Antonio calls all in and sees the bad news.
I see.
Tony wins a pot of 150 grand.
Chips.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down at Ace-9 suited.
It's not the table I expected.
1,100.
Pre-flop begins with Phil Hellmuth trying to navigate the choppy waters of a deep-stacked cash game. Phil opens to 1,100 with Ace-9 of clubs. It is a marginal hand to open from early position, but Phil trusts his post-flop reads. Mike X calls, keeping the pot multi-way. However, Nick Airball, the loud and aggressive newcomer, wakes up with pocket queens. He senses weakness and 3 bets to 6,200. This is a pivotal moment. The correct play for Ace-9 facing a large 3-bet is almost always to fold.
All in.
Oh no! The misstep from Hellmuth as he moves all in.
You're the best, Phil.
Whatever you want, Phil.
2 times?
Good luck, buddy.
And it's Airball's reputation.
I feel like I'm going to hit the first one.
I feel like you're scooping.
Airball's reputation gets him these kind of plays.
I know these things.
Never mind.
Flush draw.
Now we mind, right?
Ace or a club.
How many outs?
That's 8 clubs and 3 aces, 11 outs.
So what's your
33 outs.
What's your percentage? Like
25%. Exactly.
All right, so 100% for Phil, 0% for Nick. We know this story. Tale as old as time, and the next board we get the ace.
Nope, 10 of hearts. And 2 clubs have been wasted, by the way.
I've been getting crushed forever. Phil wins all the money in poker. I just lose. A little rake back for the kid. I've been beaten
Nope.
down.
King high board. 2 hearts out there.
Emotionally, and-
Hellmuth
Well, prepay not
looking
allowed.
I
That's
mean,
not what I expected.
To fold
I like your
hand?
chances.
I don't think so.
Some kind of competition. I'll take, if I lose this, I'll take 20. Nice hand.
But you seem like a nice guy, Mike. I won't talk smack to you.
an airball. Scoops, wins $56,000 pot, and does fell to Phil Hellmuth. Hellmuth bought in for $20K, had worked it up to about $29,000 before losing all of it to Airball. So he is in for a second buy-in, but they are min buy-ins.
Antonio Esfandiari is looking down at 10-4 suited. Pre-flop begins with a surprising display of loose, speculative aggression between 2 of the most recognizable icons in the game. Barry Greenstein, historically known for a tight, solid approach, decides to widen his opening range from late position, raising to 1,500 holding 6-5 offsuit. It is a move designed to maintain board coverage and exploit the perceived passivity of the table. However, Esfandiari is not one to let a veteran pro walk over his blinds. The flop falls a texture that acts as a complete trapdoor for the pre-flop aggressor. Greenstein has struck absolute gold, flopping top 2 pair. On such a low board, his hand is effectively the nuts. Antonio, adhering to the always be aggressive philosophy of the modern pro, obliges. He fires a continuation bet of 7,200. At this point, Antonio is telling a story of a premium overpair like pocket aces or pocket kings, attempting to fold out Barry's missed high cards or weak draws. The hand reaches a fever pitch when Barry decides the slow playing is over. He executes a powerful check raise to 21,000. This move is a definitive statement of strength. Barry is saying that he has connected with this low board in a way that beats a single pair. Most players would see this raise and find the fold button with 10 high, acknowledging that the bluff has failed. But Antonio Esfandiari is not most players. He decides to enter a leveling war, convincing himself that Barry is check-raising light to test his pre-flop aggression. Antonio decides to pull the ultimate trigger, shoving all in for his entire stack.
Oops.
Good luck, boys.
Twice? Deal.
Barry refuses to run it twice, and Antonio refuses to show.
This is the one time someone's hoping to be dealt 7 deuce. You can see Antonio's outs. He can also hit running diamonds.
A king on the turn. No help to Antonio.
Antonio's down to just those 7s and deuces or he'll be felted.
The river card for all of Antonio's dough is a 4, and Barry wins.
Nice hand.
Phil Hellmuth is looking down at pocket jacks.
I don't like giving away 30 balls with ace-9. It's not my style. Ugh. It's not my style, Joe.
I can value you. I can value from you. King.
Pre-flop creates a dynamic where Phil Hellmuth's cautious nature inadvertently invites disaster. Jungleman opens to 1,200 with King-6 suited, a loose, creative open typical of his style. Mike X, holding ace-10 offsuit, puts in a 3-bet to 3,800. Hellmuth, sitting with pocket jacks, finds himself in a tricky spot. Rather than 4-betting to isolate and define his hand strength, Phil decides to just smooth call. This passivity invites Jungleman to come along for the ride, creating a 3-way pot where jacks are vulnerable to overcards and multi-way action. The flop is a mixed bag. It is a disaster for Hellmuth as the king hits Jungleman's range squarely. Jungleman has flopped top 2 pair kings and 6s. Mike X, the pre-flop aggressor, completely whiffs. The action checks to Mike X, who makes a standard continuation bet of 4,400. Hellmuth, now trapping himself, just calls with his underpair. He is stubborn, unwilling to believe the king hit anyone, but Jungleman is lying in wait. He check raises to 15,400. This is a massive power move. Mike X quickly folds his air. Hellmuth, however, interprets this raise differently.
He's just
What in the world
crushed.
do you have, Jungle?
Mickey.
Do you have what?
My name is Mickey.
What do you have, Mickey? All right, let me just run it through my mind. Let's see. If I'm moving and I'm wrong, I'll probably just fucking quit. That's not much fun, is it? On the other hand, the Warriors are playing, so that's okay. You have a 6, Jungle Man. I was wrong against Nick. I'm not wrong too often. What the fuck? Mickey, what do you have, Mickey?
He looks at his stack of roughly 16,000 remaining and decides he is pot committed. Perhaps he puts Jungleman on a draw, or a smaller pair like 8s or 9s. In a move born of frustration and a refusal to be pushed around,
Fuck, I just don't believe you, Jungle. All right,
I just don't believe you. I just don't believe you, and unfortunately for Phil Hellmuth, he is drawing dead to 2 outs.
All right, 2 times.
Ugh.
Don't do me dirty now. I already trusted you.
What the fuck is going on here? What do you have? 10s?
No. Student private.
Only a jack will save Phil Hellmuth now. Otherwise, his second buy-in will be gone as well. And that is not a jack, my friends, 9 of diamonds.
Phil, you're a bro.
Fair, man. Fuck, this is not much fun. Where's my phone?
Doug Polk kicks things off with 7-5 suited. His stack is huge compared to most people on the table, so he can freely fish for a straight or a flush here.
6 raises to 7.
Whoa.
Jungleman, though, is not looking to play around with small raises. He has pocket queens and is determined to make anyone that is looking to play pay the high price of $7,000. Now that everyone but Doug Polk has folded and it is his turn to act, what do you think his next move will be?
How much you got here, Jungle?
After sizing up Jungleman's stack for a while, Doug Polk decides that his potential straight flush with the 7-5 is worthy enough and fires a call that will send us straight to a crazy flop.
Ooh, fun board.
If it's a split pod,
Double gut shot for Doug.
You move your hand in the way.
The rainbow flop discourages Doug Polk a bit. He opens with a check, which sends Jungleman into bet mode, and he shoots a $5,000 bet. To which, after some pretend sizing up, Doug decides to call once again. Despite the turn improving his straight flush draw, Doug Polk decides to wait it out and checks. To which, as if by a clockwork, Jungleman and his pair of queens go on the offensive. He fires almost a pot bet worth $21,500. Now everything is on Doug Polk and his belief in at least hitting the straight. I might sound a bit like a fish, but I am definitely folding it right here. What about you?
Do it, Doug.
Do it.
I think he will. This is my guess. Fold equity available. Double gutter plus flush draw. 7 high out of position.
All in.
Boom.
Yeah.
much?
It's your stack.
All of them.
Pretty much a snap call here.
How much? It's your stack.
You want to do more?
More than twice?
One time, man. The viewers at home want to see it one time.
You guys just have to agree to it.
It's probably going to be a split.
Twice is good. Okay.
2 times. $185,000 in the middle.
All right, do it twice.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
shit.
Dougie.
That
That
is
is
a
a straight
flush.
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 It's good to win the first one.
Vixen, our cowgirl over here, opens up to pocket kings. An extremely powerful hand that you want to 3-bet your opponents with. And that is exactly what she did. But against her is Zephish holding the pocket queens, who snap calls her bet. Now only the cards will decide who will win this one. It's time to deal the flop.
Vixen, 2 kings.
Get her.
With a massive 3-bet. Zephish, the queens.
They made a small mistake on stream which will be fixed. DQ with the ace-3 is folded and the pot is smaller. Even though our cowgirl queen was in the lead, this queen on the flop changes everything. But as she is first to act, Vixen decides to portray strength and bet $2,600. Zephish thinks for a second, so he doesn't reveal that he is holding the current nuts and casually calls Vixen's bet. I would have 3-bet her here for sure.
And a king on the turn. Set over set. 14K in the pots. It's in. The money's in.
That turn all but guarantees Vixen's win. Zephish only out is to make quads, and as you can see, there is only 2% chance of that happening. Now Vixen has only one question, and that is, how much does she bet? She takes 39 seconds of thinking before going.
All in.
There's the all-in Zephish and a snap. What a disaster! $32,000 in the pot.
I always go once.
Yeah, sure.
Vixen calls for one time.
Nice, huh?
And the river breaks.
Finishing a long video like this shows real dedication. Thank you. If you'd like to keep following along with the next videos, click the like and subscribe buttons.